Bottom line
Ask
is,
the
yes,
Rabbi
I was
is next
criticized.
on Journey to Zion, and then a little later.
Behind me is the original road from the 1st century. It's a road that was traversed regularly by Jesus and his disciples. The Bible teaches
Rabbi
that we are
Eckstein
to
would
wear
like to
on the
send you
corners
this
of our
free
garments.
DVD that includes not only this program, but another 3 programs in the series. That's a total of 4 complete programs on the Jewish roots of Christianity. Rabbi Eckstein is much in demand by churches throughout America for his unique perspective as a Bible teacher and expert in Jewish life and teachings. It is our hope that God will give you a deeper understanding of His Word through them. In this series, you will learn how Christianity is rooted in Judaism, how Jesus' Jewishness impacted His ministry, and how an understanding of Israel and Jews can make the Bible come alive to you. It's yours free. Simply call the number on your screen or visit our website at journeytozion.org. And we will rush this special DVD to you with our prayer that your faith will grow and that you will be blessed by it.
Does anyone have any questions or comments? Here's a chance. Ask the rabbi. Yes.
Due to the emerging fellowship with Christians and Jews, how well perceived were you at the beginning of this?
Ooh, good question. The beginning and even now. Yes, there was a great deal of criticism of me. There were those who felt that these Christians, these Bible-believing Christians, are just not sincere. They're not genuine. That their only desire is to convert Jews, and that their love for Israel was just not real. And so they were critical of me. I'd say that barring a few people who just don't get it even today, and who I would say are prejudiced, Jews and some rabbis who are prejudiced, who don't realize the difference between a Catholic during the Inquisition in the 1000s and the 1100s and a Bible-believing Christians in 2000, the 21st century, but they paint them with the same brush. So bottom line is, yes, I was criticized. For many years, I was even kept out of certain study halls, Jewish study halls. I've paid a price personally. My children sometimes would be the objects to pay the price. And now the situation, I think, has come to total reverse. Now there's a realization. I was just speaking to the Orthodox rabbinic group, and I was introduced as the bold rabbi who saw things ahead of everybody else and who paved the path. So, a lot of people don't see the vindication in their lifetime. And it's going ahead and doing what you believe is right and with God, and maybe not seeing the vindication. I, thank God, have seen the vindication of my ways, even though there are still those who excommunicate me. As long as you can face God, there's a phrase from the Bible which we have, Shiviti Hashem lenegdi tamid. I can face you, O Lord. You are before me all the time. As long as we can come before the Lord and feel clean, feel pure, feel that we are doing right, then, as King David says, what do I care what man says about me? Are there any other questions? Yes?
Yeah, I have a comment.
You're a Bible teacher, aren't you?
I am a Bible teacher at our church, and I actually take very heavy criticism for one reason. And I tell every Christian that I ever come in contact with is every Christian needs a rabbi. Mm-hmm. And that is a really good point and something to live by in our studies every day to help expand my mind into the teaching of the Old Testament.
Well, you know, I appreciate that because as much as it takes a rabbi to extend himself, it takes a heart of receptivity and openness to be willing to receive it and to reach out for it. You know, the Bible talks of a day when 10 Gentiles will grab the hem of a Jew and say, "Teach me of the word of the Lord." That's also biblical. It's also prophetic. So we're not trying, and it's important to point out that, at least I'm not, trying to make Christians into Jews. We're not trying to Judaize the church or anything like that. But what we are trying to do, and what I think many of us, can do, is to help Christians in their Christian walk of faith by understanding better who Jesus was, Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus the Jew, what the milieu in which he lived with, what certain phrases and certain ideas, parables that were said, that we find in our texts, that he was alluding to.
A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among robbers. And they stripped him and beat him and went away, leaving him half dead. And by chance, a priest was going down on that road. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, who was on a journey, came upon him. And when he saw him, he felt compassion.
Jews today and throughout history have taught very important lessons of life and of our relationship with God and our fellow man through stories, what is often called parables. In Hebrew, midrashim. This was especially the method of teaching in the first century. It was a time before television, before videos. Imagine you were a teacher. Imagine you had disciples. You had students and you wanted to teach them very, very important lessons of life, of faith, of how to relate to God, how to relate to your fellow man, how to achieve eternal life. Imagine that you were Jesus, trying to teach your disciples these important things. That's the situation that we have when we think of the parable of the Good Samaritan, which is familiar to everyone. That parable was drawn from an experience right here. Behind me is the original road from the first century, paved by the Romans. It's a road that was traversed regularly by Jesus and his disciples and other Jews who came from the Galilee and who came from Jericho. They were familiar with the treacherous nature of life on that road, of how they could be robbed and beaten. A very narrow road and a very difficult task of getting to Jerusalem. And so when Jesus wanted to teach the important life lessons of to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might, and to teach the lesson of you shall love your neighbor as yourself, this is where he drew from the experiences that everyone could relate to. Jesus wanted to teach his disciples how to achieve true friendship with God and with man. And so he turned to this parable of the Good Samaritan in a way that everyone could identify with to teach that deep lesson. We believe in the fulfillment of prophecy, and I believe that we're witnessing a miracle today of incredible proportions. A day like Ezekiel prophesied, with the dry bones in which they would come together. And this is what we are witnessing today. The miracle of the ingathering of the Jewish people here in Israel. And you can be a part of that.
In 1989, the doors of the former Soviet Union finally opened.
For most Jews who had been denied jobs and forced into terrible poverty, there was still no hope of having the means to ever realize their dream of returning to their homeland.
But thanks to the help of the worldwide Jewish community and programs like On Wings of Eagles, What was only a distant dream became a modern-day miracle and the fulfillment of biblical prophecy.
To show to God's chosen people that Christians love them as Jesus loved them and are willing to stand with them in their times of tribulation and need with their support and prayers.
The only reason that I'm doing anything to help these people is not because I felt I should myself, but I was watching the little clip and God spoke to my heart and said, "Let my people go." And I thought, Lord, I'm not stopping your people from leaving. And he said, you are if you're not helping. You're doing nothing. You're not letting them go.
Let my people go.
You can help let God's people go. A gift of only $350 will help airlift one Russian Jew to safety in Israel.
Whatever you can give, even only a few dollars, will show that Christians and Jews can join together in saving lives and bringing biblical prophecy to life today.
The land of Israel is described by the Bible as a land filled with milk and honey. In Hebrew, Eretz Zavat Chalav Udevash. Eretz Zavat Chalav, Chalav Udvash. 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 Eretz Zavat Chalav, Zavat Chalav Udvash. Eretz Zavat Chalav, Zavat Chalav Udvash. Eretz Zavat Chalav, 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 Zavat Chalav Udvash. Eretz Zavat Chalav, Zavat Chalav Udvash. Eretz Zavat Chalav, 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 Chalav Udvash. Thank you. May God bless you as you continue to study His Word, and may He shower you and yours with shalom, peace. Well, that's all the time we have for this week, my friends. We'd love to hear from you, so please remember to visit our website. For now, this is Rabbi Yachiel Eckstein inviting you to join us again next week as we journey to Zion together.
For more information on any of the Fellowship's programs, call the phone number on your screen or check out our website. When you contact us, remember to request the free DVD that includes today's program. If your heart was touched by Journey to Zion today, we hope that you will share it with others and join us again next week.